To teach us the right way to do things, Tom Fichera is, of course, here to tell us what makes more sense when you're dining out, buying a glass of wine or a half a bottle, the advantages of half bottles versus wine by the glass. What is the advantages? You are going to tell us, but first let me say Happy New Year again. And everybody loved to hear all the advice you had over the holidays, and now that the holidays are gone, we move on to a new year with some new advice.
And I thought I was going to be able to slow down, and it's just gotten a whole new calendar of events.
That's great.
You know, what we're doing over at Vernon's for the Jazz this weekend.
Yes.
The big, huge Super Bowl promotion that we're having over at Calico.
What's that?
We're giving away 2 Super Bowl tickets. All you have to do is come into Calico, spend $20 on your ticket.
Okay.
And every time you spend $20, you get to put into the raffle, and you're eligible for 2 Super Bowl tickets, which we've already purchased.
Can I put my name in the raffle?
You have to. It all costs $20 on there.
I love it.
So,
wow, that's fabulous.
So it's
Fun
really going to be a really exciting month in the month of January.
Absolutely. And of course, Tommy was here Tuesday telling us all about the great music coming up this weekend at Vernon. So
yeah, we do.
Lots of fun. Now, of course, when you listen to good music, you want something to drink. So let's talk a little bit about that. And what are the advantages versus disadvantages from the wines to the from the wine glasses to the bottles?
I don't want to take wines by the glass, and throw them under the bus.
Sure,
because they do have their purpose.
Absolutely.
But the purpose, where I think the advantages of half bottles is 2 or 3-fold.
Okay.
One, let's say we have 2 of you at the table, and you want just a little bit more than a glass, which is really a half bottle is about a glass and a half or just less than 2 glasses.
Okay.
The nice thing about it is, as you can see, they're all corked.
Yeah.
And everything else, and you're going to get the optimal item here.
Right.
As opposed to a wine by the glass, you have there's a couple of restaurants in San Francisco that have 100 wines by the glass.
Wow. Wow.
And,
but that's rare.
Yeah, that is rare.
You don't see that a lot.
And there's a lot of restaurants here locally in Albuquerque that have 25 and 30 wines by the glass.
Okay.
But they're opened and they're sitting there.
It's different. You're right. I never thought about that, actually.
So, again, wines by the glass have their purpose out there, but including us, we have 21 wines by the glass.
Oh, okay.
And when we're closed 2 days a week, when I go in to do inventories every Tuesday, I test every single one of them.
Do you really?
And if they don't, I don't drink them.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Because we do inventory. we do inventory at 8 o'clock in the morning.
You have to be somewhat aware of what you're talking about.
Right.
So,
and it's so what do? We make one hell of a sangria.
I bet. Mix it all up together.
We're lucky that our wine list, we have 13 wine half bottles by the glass.
Okay.
And that's also one of the other challenges that a lot of restaurants won't carry a large inventory of half bottles.
Sure.
And we're going to do just the opposite. We're going to start to increase. We have Chardonnays, Zinfandels, Merlots. We have the Santa Margarita Pinot Grigio.
I was just going to say, my eye has been, have you noticed my eye's been doing this the whole time because I saw the little Santa Margarita label?
Pinot Grigio, number 1 selling wine in the world.
My favorite, and also the most pricey when you go out. It's pricey.
Yeah.
You don't do it all the time, but
then we have the Sonoma-Cutrer Chardonnay. We have the Caymus Conundrum, so if you're looking for something a little bit on the sweeter side.
Sure.
We have half bottles of champagne.
Okay.
Like I said, Zinfandels, Merlots, Cabernets. So we give you every varietal that you can have out there.
I think it's interesting because when you go out with a big group a lot of the time, everybody wants to get, let's get a bottle, and everybody's getting these big bottles, and sometimes it's not the wine that you want, but you still want the advantage of having more than one glass without having to order it by the glass. So this is really a great way to do that.
And also, we're real competitive on our pricing.
Sure.
We don't, we're not taking, a half bottle of the Zinfandel and charging you $28.
Exactly.
You can get our half bottle of Zinfandel, I believe, at $16 out there, which is really nice.
Yes.
And also wines by the glass, they have, all these ways that you want to try to preserve them, and we use a thing called private reserve, which is a combination of argon, nitrogen, and carbon dioxide. That we gas them with every night. But you can't lay them down. You have to keep them standing up. So we don't have proper temperature storage for them. So, again, I don't want to throw wines by the glass under the bus because they do have their purpose.
No, they do. But this is a great advantage. And, I mean, what I really like is the fact that you still offer all of the half bottles in so many varieties because I think sometimes it's very limited. And people think, well, if I want only a half a bottle, I have to get only a Chardonnay or whatever.
Well, when I was in California and I was directing a wine program out there at Pacific's Edge Restaurant, we had 1,300 bottles. And of the 1,300 bottles, we only offered 14 half bottles.
Oh my gosh.
You know, and we only offered 15 wines by the glass, and and the half bottles got lost in there. So our wine by the glass program was very successful. But here on our wine list, it's the last page, and the entire page is dedicated to half bottles. And people are really happy with the selection that we're offering them.
Are you finding that there's something that's more popular than others? I mean, obviously Santa Margherita, great Pinot Grigio, but what would you recommend? Because if I was coming into the restaurant, I was coming in to listen to some jazz this weekend, and I wanted to order a salad and just sit down and have a drink. Is there one thing in particular you would say, this is really, right now, this is the hottest?
Well, we have Kenwood Sauvignon Blanc, which I'm not showing here, which is wonderful. The Camus Conundrum, Conundrum, me and Riddle.
Right.
Well, I have no idea what the grapes are in there.
Okay.
And they won't tell you. But it's, it's creamy, it's silky. Sonoma-Cutrer Chardonnay. It's the only thing that they make. They only make Chardonnays. They don't make anything else.
Oh, really?
So it's like,
that.
It's like the Colonel. He only does chicken. Sonoma-Cutrer only does
Speaking of Colonels, let's go back to the popcorn situation. You want buttered popcorn with your champagne, don't you?
You do. I got an email. Somebody sent me an email and said that they tried it.
Yes.
And when I came home to my wife, I brought buttered popcorn because we saw the show.
Right.
And we were just astonished.
And they were raving?
They were raving.
I love it.
So it was really neat.
I love it. Well, you probably just saw, of course, how to get to Vernon's if you want to check it out. And also, definitely Calico, which is in the same location. So I think that's fabulous. Because
especially for the Super Bowl.
I was just going to say, because right there, I mean, aside from the fact that you have the great service, the entertainment, the food, the wine, now you might even get a chance to go to the Super Bowl, which not so bad.
It's just the tickets. You got to get there on your own. But Dallas is only 6.5 hours away.
That's what I was just going to say. It's not exactly that far away.
And we're also going to do it for every major sporting event.
Are you really?
We're going to give tickets away to NHL, World Series, NBA Finals.
We like incentive. Incentive is good, and it's something to toast to for sure.
It is.
Toast to you.
Thank you.
Cheers to
Thanks
the new
for having
year.
me on.
And of course, you can get all the information you saw here from Tom today at our website at casa.com.